Aha! Hello again. It's something different yet again today. We're moving on to bicycles today. Now, fairly recently I bought a gadget for lifting bikes up or storing them off the ground and that kind of thing. It's a gadget, and it came from Lidl. No, Aldi this time, Aldi. They have all kinds of gadgets, you know, once or twice a week. So this one was on offer because it had been in stock a bit and they've reduced it a bit, so why not, we'll have a go. So we're installing it, and it is a cracking thing, really. You'll see. We're going through installing it and using it, and wow, it makes working on bikes very easy, effortless in fact. So hope you enjoy the video. Then this morning, something a bit different. We're trying out this microphone thing that's there's a receiver attached to the camera, and there's a thing plugged into to me on my vest, shirt, gilet. So we're in. It's a horrible day outside. Let's have a little look outside. It's grismal. It's misty, and it's threatening to rain. It should rain by 10 o'clock, it says. So we're inside today. All these flowers have got to come inside sometime before the cold anyway, and find space for these little lemon trees and the big ones. Right, so we're going inside. It's handy having a big shed. That's when we bought this place. We said the shed was mine and the house was Ruth's. Right, now we're just in a corner, just inside the entrance, and this is my cycle part here. So there's Ruth's electric bike under the cover, mine there. I was out on it the other day. That came from Aldi. It's Aldi folding electric bike. That is a cracker. It's really good. Other bikes lined up here, and this is the bike we've got a bleb on. This is the bike I use for Mongo. Every morning you've got an attachment on there that the dog fastens on. Look below the seat. So when you're towing a dog, or just ignore the plastic box. The plastic box is for the lights. It had a dynamo, and the dynamo packed up, so it's now got in the plastic box, here's a little switch, on, off, yeah. It's got a 9 volt battery in there, a couple of connectors, little switch on it, so the lights, no dynamo, it's now on a battery. This is a gadget for Mongo. It makes it safe for me to tow him or him to tow me, because it has a spring in it and it's attached below the level of the saddle, so that it doesn't upset the balance that much anyway. So you've got a chance, if he dashes off, you've got a chance of hanging on to him. Good brakes on this. It's got these modern brakes where you grip it at the top. Got my hooter. Right, so this is a bike a neighbour gave us. It's an old rally. Yeah, it's an English bike. It's got a 3-speed hub. This one's got derailleur gears, as it's French. Now this one's got a bad tyre, and one of the dogs we used to have, he got very old and he couldn't walk very well, so we had a trailer. Still got a trailer. And so this bike was the one we used for towing the trailer. It's got a trailer towing attachment. I'll show you later. Front tyre's defunct. And as my bike has got a bleb on the tyre, it could go any time, so I don't like using it too much. This one I'm going to turn into working bike number 2. But first of all, it wants tyre and tube changing. We're going to do that today. First of all, I'm going to put a gadget in the roof for lifting bikes up. See here, look. It came from Aldi, I think, actually. It's a bike lifting up gadget. You see the things that fasten to the ceiling. Remove the box. There's all the bits and gubbins. Wheel for the ceiling, another big wheel, some more, and all the bits and bobs, plus destructions. And of course I've got a cup of tea, so I'm going to leave you for a minute while I read the instructions, and then we're going to put it up together. I'm going to drink the tea too before it gets too cold. See you in a minute. Right, first hurdle is that these brackets that hold the bike, show this picture, these things here that fix on the, go on the ceiling, they're very wide. Now up here, you see that, and that's how they hold the bike up. Now up here, look, these cross battens that are holding the floor upstairs in the library, they're narrow, so no way will the screw on those, and that beam that's holding a lot of the weight is the wrong angle. It's turned around the other way, so the wheels wouldn't work, obviously. These wheelie things, I'll show you again. They are, look, the thing has got to be that way around for the wheels to go and the rope to run through, the pulleys and things. So I found a piece of board to mount these, there we are, to mount these things on, and then I'm going to offer the board up, once they're mounted on, up to the ceiling and screw them on those battens with some good long screws. So we're going into the other workshop to mount the pulleys onto the board. Now this is the sort of workshop, atelier, isn't it a jumble? Now electric chargers here for all the electric gadgets we've got, electric strimmer, well, electric mower as well. We'll probably do that another day. Well, not for the springtime. It's a cracking tool. Here, oh, firewood, look. Firewood waiting to go in the house. Big table. Charger for the mower. I think that can be put away now. Batteries for the strimmer. And these are all the little clocks that I use in the irrigation system in the garden. One day I'll do a little story about that. There's about 12 or 13 of them in different corners of the garden. It's quite a big garden, and they irrigate that area of the garden once a day all through the summer. They've come in now because it's raining like mad and we don't need any more irrigation. Stuff in store here, screws, more tools in boxes, pillar drill. I think that's pretty essential, a pillar drill. Lots of tools are batteried now, battery powered. And then irrigation stuff here, some electric tools for the garden. I've actually got rid of, and I've given them away, my petrol driven chainsaw, and we're now on electric. Don't need a huge chainsaw anymore. That hedge trimmer, that's a hell of a tool. The electric one, the green one. Right, we're round here, got the board on here, look. There's one of the pulleys on the board, it's in place. Now the board isn't very thick. It's thick enough for what we need, but if I was to put screws in here, they're little screws. I don't think that's a good idea. We're going to put some little nuts and bolts in. And here, this is the other side, and this is the bit where there's a locking system here for stopping it all falling down when you get the bike on. So we're going to drill some holes and put some little nuts and bolts through here, and then we're going to offer this up to the ceiling, so we'll see you in a minute. Now then, I've changed my mind. Little nuts and bolts here, very fiddly. I've got to cut them all down and make them shorter, so I'm not using those. Put those away for a minute. In my little box of tricks I found these screws. I don't know what you think about these, but I think these are the bee's knees. They're star-headed screws, and they go in with this. They're more expensive than the ordinary old crossheads, but God, they are better though. They drive in, and you know, they're so much better. Right, let's just see how we get on with this. So in it goes. I'm not sure if we can actually see this. So easy. Now if I put 6 in there, we've gone into the wood below, so we just have to take him out a little bit, move him along a bit. There we are. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant these things are. Another one. It's so much quicker, isn't it? Now I'm going to grind the heads off. Grind the heads off. Put that one through. So much easier. These, and I mean 6 in here should easily hold half a bike. The same the other side. Now that one done. That was so much quicker. Now this side then. Here's the screws. You buy these in little packs, I'm sure, the local. They came from Aldi again, look. Tiddly ones, a bit bigger. They're all star-headed screws. Absolutely brilliant. I've got a little block of, put this old, put them under there, and then I can drive the screws in without going into the wood on my workbench. Now, just have a look at this. Are these things in line? Screws. That's been a cracking tool. Battery powered Bosch drill. I thoroughly recommend that. Yep, the wheels are lined up. That's okay, the wheels are lined up, so just got to keep it straight. I'll put one in the middle for a start. Now the head isn't quite right. You can hear it turning. I think it'll do for these. Knot or something there. I'll leave that. I'll have to start that off with a drill bit. Few more. I shall be using these screws to hold the whole thing up to the roof, but oh, that's got him in, right, okay. I shall be using these same screws to hold the thing up to the roof, because I'll drill some holes in here first, mark it out, drill the holes, and then something like that, or even that, is going to be pretty secure. So we're okay. Right, I think now actually I'm going to go and mark this up to the ceiling and then come back and drill the holes so I can offer it up to the ceiling now, and then we'll put the ropes in after. Right, we're back again, we've marked it up. I'm just going to cut these screw heads off. I've got my safety goggles on. Now this is a Lidl tool actually. Cracking tool again. Not expensive. By golly, it's done some work too. Right. We'll just file some of those down a bit so that just take the sharp edges off. I don't think many of them are in the way on those beams actually, but just in case, we'll take the sharp edges off and then they won't cause a problem when we're screwing it up to the beams. Now, are we still recording? Yep, still recording. Okay, now we need to change this for a drill bit. I've got some marks here. I've got one there already. One here, and one here. One here, and one here. One here, one here. One here, one here. Oh, that looks like it. Okay, if there's any more we can do it when we get up there. We'll get those drilled first. Now then, what size screws are we going to use? Those, now those are humdingers. Look at those. What size? Oh, it says A2 on them. By God, that'd be good screws. Let's find a drill bit. Get me short of these. It looks like it's a 4mm. Just tap a hole for the screw to go in. That's the main thing. And I'm going to partly put the screws in so they're not hanging, they're not in my teeth, and then when we get them, when we off this up, all I've got to do is put a couple of screws in, ready. I'll show you in a minute. I guess the drill bit isn't all that sharp. One at the end. And we've got another one at the end already. I can take him out now. Don't need him because I'm on the edge here. That's it. Dispense with that. Let's find a star head to fit those screws. I hope this thing's working better, this microphone. Right, these are cracking screws, these are. Big star head. Just offer some screws. There we are. I've got a thing to stop that. We're going to lose the star head fitting in a couple of seconds. Show you this gadget. This is a damn good thing. It's got a drill bit in there. Goes in here. Screw in. Right, it is in. And then that bit is for your screwer. And that should come out of there. Get a pair of nippers and get him out. Pair of nippers. Put the new one in. Right, and there's a magnet. That's magnetised. Now that stops it dropping out, you see. Stops the star head dropping out. It's going to be a bit long, but we won't lose the stars. It's annoying, you know, when you're somewhere like outside in the sand or some soil, or that thing drops out of the holder and you've had it. You can't find that in the month of Sundays, so that holds it. Put him in. Just put him in so far. When we're offering it up to the ceiling, it should make, that's gone too far, it should make the job easier. As long as these holes are accurate. I won't film that bit. I'll tell you if it isn't though. You can use all these screws, but they're there to be used, aren't they? The bike's quite heavy. It's falling down as we haul the bike up. It doesn't want to come crashing down. It's spreading the load on those joists as well, those ceiling joists, and they're not far off that big heavy crossbeam, so they won't affect the floor upstairs because the load is spread over a big area. Whoops. Right. Oh, there's only two left. Not to worry. Oops. Now then, I'm now going to go and have a go. But see you in a minute. Now I've pointed you up at the ceiling, and I've just had to change the battery. I've just had to change the battery in the drill. I haven't changed it for ages, so it's done well. But anyway, needs a bit more power. Now I've done it without this little gadget. Hello mate, got a green spider on you. Little green spider, just look at this. Yeah, pretty little thing. Oh, he's gone. There he is. Can you see him on there? Will it focus on him? That little green spider. Get some curious insects here. Has that got him? Oh, we're still pointing at the ceiling. Yep, okay. Got some grip on there. Easy hold me. Easy hold me. That's thinking good, that is. Right. That'll do for a minute. I'm going to thread the string, so leave you for a minute. Right, found a screw eye. Now, just going to put a drill bit. Focus in focus. A tiny little drill bit to make a tap hole for the screw eye. Aren't these things so much better than having, oops, there we are, and it's locked. And the old drills, the chuck key, I've got, that pillar drill's got the chuck key. By gosh, they're a pain, aren't they? These things are marvellous. Right, tap hole. Yeah. Next thing I can do is teach you how to do knots, isn't it? There's certain knots. You need to know about 4 or 5 knots to see you through your life. Knots and splicings and that kind of thing, and whipping, and did it in the Scouts, of course, years ago, 1950s. But those knots I use every day. You get 4 or 5 knots, and if you know those, you can do all kinds of things and you have no problems tying things up. Now then, how is it? What's it looking at? It's nearly lunchtime actually. Screw eyes in, look. Screw eyes in. It's nearly lunchtime. This is the bike, the first bike. It's looking hopeful. These things look looking good actually. Right, this bike's got flat tyre. This is the one we're going to work on later. Change its wheel. So that's the clovage. Now then, I'm just going to set the camera up again so you can see. There's the bike. See what I'm doing. That's supposed to go under the back seat. This one, front handlebars. Now that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Let's see. No, it isn't. Look at that. Even with the basket on, no problem. Hey, right, the moment of truth. Let me give it a go. Look at that. Blimey. Would you believe it? That's blinking marvellous, isn't it? And now I can work at the bike at the level. That is blinking good. I'm going to just tie it off here, look. So it's supposed to have a thing to tie it off, but if I tie it off there, it should hold itself. The weight of the bike that's hanging down. There we are, that ain't going to move, look. Wow, now that is brilliant. Now it's time for lunch. I'm going to see about lunch, but hey up. So the gadget wasn't terribly expensive. I don't know if you can see the bike among all the others, junk and stuff in there. There's the things, there's the screw eye I put in, look. It's far better than that facet to the metal. And then you can keep an eye on it, you know, if it's sharing the load between that screw eye, that pulley, and there's two pulleys there. So they're all sharing the load. Screws are nice and secure, look. It won't make a heap of the difference to those joists. And here it's attached. I do like that little gadget. It's some little bendy bits here, look. Just there. They bend sideways. So they're sort of universal fitting. I can just bend it round that basket and you can take the basket off. And this is under the saddle at the back. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's well under the saddle, look. It's actually well under there. I got it, that is good. What did it take me? An hour and a half to put up? You just need somewhere to put it, don't you, you know. And then, wow, it's a doddle. In here we've got things out of the garden, look, put away for the autumn. It's just coming to the end of October. We're coming up to the weekend to change the clocks. Bears out the garden. That's that pig around the truffle tree. Bicycle parts, bits and bobs of pottery for the garden, pump for the bike. Those are fly traps for the summer. Propagators, spare bins. Those are for fire lighting, egg boxes. We bought a new drainer, so that's in there at the moment. And there's cycle tubes and things to take the tyres off and stuff in there. Compressors round the corner. Right, I think we'll give it a stop for the moment while I go and make some lunch, and we'll see you after. Now then, I hope you enjoyed that little video. It's informative. I'm sure these things are on sale pretty well worldwide, you know, but I can recommend this. It's a very useful little gadget, and if you want somewhere to keep your bike off the ground, or if you've got short of space and you can only put it in the air, then this is easy to use. You haul your bike up, out the way, lower it down when you want it. You know, not everybody has 6 or 7 bikes in the garage, do they? So there we are. Thanks for being with us, and don't forget, if you enjoy it, please give us a like and think about subscribing to the channel, and also share it if you think it's funny or whatever. Share it with your mates and your friends. That helps as well to grow the channel. And don't forget, at the end here we've got a link to all other Cracker Books publications, hours of entertainment. There's audio stories if you're in a doctor's queue or hospital waiting room or something. They're entertaining and they're all free to download. Thanks for being with us today.